It's early morning in a small village not far from the city of Bangalore. Kumar is cleaning the rickshaw that provides his family's livelihood. His wife, Nagama, is washing the family's few dishes. And their children are getting ready for school. Abhilash, however, can't find his school shirt. Kumar doesn't earn enough to buy spare shirts for the children. After paying for the hire of his rickshaw, he's lucky to make $4 or $5 a day. So clothes get held together with safety pins for as long as possible. While Abhilash helps his dad fix a puncture, his brother and sister have leftover rice for breakfast. Their parents go without.
ಯೋಚನೆ ಇತ್ತು ಮೇಡಮ್. ಇವಾಗ ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಮುಂದೆ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಏನು ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಊಟ ತಿಂಡಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೆ. ನಮಗೂ ತುಂಬ ಯೋಚನೆ ಇತ್ತು ಮೇಡಮ್. ಆವಾಗ ತುಂಬ ಯೋಚನೆ ಇತ್ತು. ನಾವು ಅದೇ ಥರ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಖರ್ಚೊಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾವು ಊಟ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಿಕ್ಸಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದೋ.
These kids are lucky. Millions of Indian children go to school on empty stomachs. Their families too poor to give them breakfast or even lunch. But thanks to a quiet culinary revolution, they don't have to go hungry any longer. In a tiny kitchen on the school grounds, these two cooks are preparing lunch for 120 children. They've been doing it 6 days a week for the past 4 years. They clearly remember their own long, hungry school days.
ಹೌದು, ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಟಿಫನ್ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೊಟ್ಟೋದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನು ಸಂಜೆ ಬಂದೇನೆ ಊಟ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಅಂದರೆ ಇವಾಗಿನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಜನ್ರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಆವಾಗಲೇ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗಲೇ ಬೆಟರ್ ಮೇಡಮ್ ತುಂಬ.
Right now, meals like this are being prepared for 150 million school children across India. Following a landmark decision by the Supreme Court in 2001, state governments were ordered to provide free meals for all primary school children aged 10 and under. Last year, the scheme was expanded to include children up to the age of 13, but some states are going even further. The southern state of Karnataka is extending its lunch scheme all the way up to year 10.
So the scale of the program is mind-boggling. This is the largest such program in the world and largest such program in the country itself.
Vijay Bhaskar administers the scheme in Karnataka. He's responsible for feeding 7 million children every day. He says that before the lunches were provided, poor parents often sent their children to work, and about 1 million kids were out of school.
After about 6 years of this program, the latest data, the census which we did in 2007, shows that the number of children who are out of school has reduced to 70,000. So from 1 million, it has come down to 70,000. So this, I would largely say, impact is due to the midday meal scheme.
The principal of this school says students now find it easier to concentrate and classrooms are getting crowded.
ತುಂಬ ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಬೀರಿದೆ. ಈಗ ನಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಬಲ್ ನಮಗೆ ಹಾಜರಾತಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನಾವು ಬಂದಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ 60 ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಈ ಥರ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಇವತ್ತು 120 ಮಕ್ಕಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Today, the cooks are preparing sambar, a staple South Indian dish that's like a soupy vegetable curry with lentils. This simple meal is also being used as an instrument of social change. The state government insists at least one cook in every kitchen must be from the so-called untouchable castes.
ಅಂದರೆ ಅದ್ರ ವಿಷಯ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಒಂದೇ ಭಾವನೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಮೇಡಮ್. ನಾವು ಆ ಜಾತಿ ಈ ಜಾತಿನ ಒಂದು ಇದು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಈ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಓದ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಅದೇ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಮೇಡಮ್.
In many states, lunch has become a one-stop shop for children's health. Apart from the nutritional value of the cooked lunch, these kids also get vitamin A, iron, folic acid and deworming tablets with their meals. Abhilash is responsible for supervising the meal.
ಫುಡ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೆಸರಿದೆ. ಅವರು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ತಟ್ಟೆ ಕಮ್ಮಂದಿ ಕುಂಡ್ರಿಸೋದು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವು ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಕುಂಡ್ರಿಸೋದು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ದವ್ರನ್ನ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ತಿನ್ರಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸೋದು.
ಆಹಾರ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಈ ಊಟದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ.
ಅನ್ನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಸಾರು ಸೂಪರ್ ಇದೆ, ರುಚಿಯಾಗಿದೆ, ತಿನ್ನೋಕ್ಕೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಅದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಇನ್ನು ತಟ್ಟೆ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಊಟ ಹೆಂಗಿತ್ತು?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು,
ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ನನಗೆ ಊಟ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ದಿನ ಸ್ಕೂಲಲ್ಲಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂಥರ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಹಸ್ದಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
At least one of the children here doesn't even get one home-cooked meal. He has to beg for his supper.
ರಾತ್ರಿ ಅವ್ರ ಮನೇಲಿ ಇಸ್ಕೊಂಬಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮನೆಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಅದೇ ಎತ್ತಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ.
ಈಗ ಈ ಬಿಸಿ ಊಟದ್ದು ಕೆಲವು ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, ನಾನು 4 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಮಾತು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಬಿಸಿ ಊಟ ಇಲ್ದಿದ್ದಾಗ ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಾನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ, ಒಂದು 4-5 ಮಕ್ಕಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಹಳ ಅವರು ಸಣ್ಣಗಿದ್ದರು, ಶಕ್ತಿನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಅವ್ರು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಥರ ಗುಂಡಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂಥರ ಆನಂದ ಆಗ್ತದೆ.
Do you look forward to lunch each day?
ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಊಟಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀಯಾ ನೀನು?
ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ, ರುಚಿಯಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
Well, I don't know what Australian kids would make of this meal, but I thought it was delicious. And it certainly beats the sandwiches that I took to school. But more importantly, while governments in the West and celebrity chefs like Jamie Oliver agonise over what to do about nutrition for kids, India has actually gone ahead and done something about it. And after a satisfying lunch, what better way to relax than by reading the paper? Instead of running around after their heavy meal, the kids here are taught to read aloud from old newspapers. While most Indian schools cook their own lunches each day, some are getting outside help on a massive scale. Many schools now have their midday meals mass-produced in high-tech kitchens like this one.
You can see the blending of the masala powder.
It's the result of collaboration between state governments and a religious group familiar to many in the West.
Now we are entering into the production area.
The Hare Krishna movement prepares 820,000 lunches in kitchens like this every school day. They call it a gravity force kitchen.
We have 3 storage silos on the top of this floor. 1 for dal and 2 for rice.
Rice and lentils come from silos on the roof and are washed on the top floor of the kitchen. This is also where the vegetables are prepared, spices are ground, and chilies and curry leaves are fried. Then they're all poured down chutes into waiting cauldrons on the floor below. The food is cooked with steam generated by giant furnaces, and then it's ready to drop down to the next floor.
Now the sambar is ready, and from the processing area, it is going to the packing area through this chute and this channel.
Finally, the containers of food are packed onto a fleet of custom-built vehicles, which deliver the meals to schools in and around Bangalore. The logistics are so remarkable that MBA students from Harvard Business School are using it as a case study of time management.
I think there is we definitely feel that there's a divine touch in the food that comes out of these kitchens. There's a divine touch, there's a special taste to it. This is called raita.
Raita? So yogurt and some vegetables? Madhu Pandit Das is the Hare Krishna missionary and engineer who designed the Gravity Force kitchen.
You know, some of these processes are so laborious we could have actually done away with, but still we do it. For instance, coconut grating. To grate coconut to put in sambar for 100,000 children is no joke. You could easily avoid coconut. It doesn't make much difference, but it makes a difference in the taste. Because sambar means it has to have coconut.
If a dish is called sambar?
Yeah, it has to have coconut.
There are 4,500 schools eagerly waiting for their meals. And each van visits roughly a dozen of them. Considering the state of the roads and the traffic, it seems miraculous that the lunches reach the schools on time.
This road's pretty rough. See, most of the roads are similar. This is a better road which we are traveling. There are few routes vehicles go in a very bad road. We cannot go even 2 kilometers per hour. That slow it will go. It's such a horrible road.
Because the Hare Krishna movement tops up government funding with donations from its members, it can spend more on meals than individual schools. It also adopts regional menus in different parts of India, churning out roti and meat curries in the north, for example. The man who designed the kitchen says it can be replicated anywhere in the world, and it could even help cure the obesity epidemic in the West.
So let's say if we have to go to US and do something like this for the children, we'll find out what's their local palate. And then we'll use the technology and we'll scale it up. And it's possible to design a menu which will address obesity, junk food, which destroys the children's health.
Even in India, schools are becoming targets for junk food. There's been a push recently by biscuit manufacturers to have their products included in the lunch menu. But the man who runs the program here says there will be no cookies in Karnataka.
Well, I would only say that children would like only a hot cooked midday meal. because any person who has seen children eating a hot meal would know that no cookie can substitute for it.
How important are these meals to these particular children?
ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಊಟ ಇಲ್ಲದ್ರೆ ಕಾಂತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬಿದ್ದೋಗೋದು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ, ಈ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗೋದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂತಿ ಇದೆ ಇವಾಗ.